Okay, so we are live, and I want to welcome all of you to this particular Power BI session. Hopefully, this might be our last session for today for your cohort. I'm just here to make sure that I share some DAX expressions and also teach you a few things about merging columns in Power BI and how you can navigate that. I'm going to be using one of the projects I discussed with you guys earlier on about this so that I can get to show you guys how I did this alongside some of my friends. And this is a project that I would seriously recommend you work on together during your internship. So far, from what you have been doing, so far from what you've been doing, is there any of you that have any question related to Power BI? Any of you have a question related to Power BI?
For me,
So
not yet.
if I give you anything to work on Power BI, it therefore means that you guys are up to the task and you can do it.
We will give it a try, Mr. David.
All right. Power BI is the king of visualization. Okay. With Power BI, you and I are sure can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Mr. David.
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. With Power BI, you and I are sure of having a better software for our visuals. So it makes a whole lot of sense that you should know how to navigate Power BI. So I'm going to share my screen so that we can talk about some of the DAX expressions that you would want to learn. Can you see my screen?
Not yet. Yes, we can.
Right. So I'm going to take you guys through all of the things I did to get to this point. But before then, let us look at the internet to explain to us what exactly Power BI is. So I'm going to open a new page and let's have DAX expressions in Power BI. You can also research to find out some of the DAX expressions, interview questions, and so on. Now, if you are not registered on Microsoft Learn, which is where you can get some of the certificated courses from Microsoft, you pay a couple of dollars and they will give you, you get to write the exams. And if you pass, you get your certificates. But it's a massive kind of opportunity that you can use to connect with other Microsoft certified data analysts or whatever section of tech you want to go into. So DAX is simply data analysis expressions. It's a programming language that is used throughout Microsoft Power BI for creating calculated columns, measures, and custom tables. Do you guys remember when we were trying to create a calculated column for sales? Do you guys remember? We tried to create calculated columns for sales, for cost, for gross profit
Gross
percentage,
profit.
yeah, and what which other one? We also create a calculated column where we inserted the state and country together. Do you remember? Where we also
Yes, we
inserted
consider.
the we also inserted the suburb, the postcode, and the country together. So
Yeah.
if this is all looking new to you, we have used DAX one way or the other when we were trying to build our projects. Okay, that is simply because without DAX expressions, you and I are going to have big issues trying to make sense of any data that's been given to us in Power BI. So all those new measures, all those calculated columns, all those custom tables, these are all made up of DAX expressions. We'll be using programming languages, I bet you. I guess some of you didn't think it was a programming language. Yes, it is a programming language. It is also, what is this programming language? According to Microsoft Learn, it's a collection of functions, operators, and constants that can be used in a formula or expression to calculate and return one or more variables. So please go to Microsoft Learn, and that's learn.microsoft.com. You can open an account with them. There are a lot of free resources that you can use right there. And you can also check the internet to find out so many things you can learn. There are free textbooks online that you can check to learn so much more about. But my first reference point is always Microsoft Learn. So if I opened it, you get to even read more from Microsoft in terms of DAX expressions. Okay, so I hope there's no one joining that is outside. All right, so I have Joma and Sunday. All right, Ijoma and Sunday, welcome.
Thank
So we
you.
are
I
talking.
just changed my
Thank
device.
you.
Oh, nice. So we are talking about DAX expressions
Mm.
in Power BI, and all I did was to explain what DAX expression. DAX simply means data analysis expressions. And if you have been joining our previous class, you understand that we have used these expressions one way or the other to actually explain the calculated columns we have, the new measures we have, and what else? Calculated columns, new measures, and custom columns, right? So, so I'm waiting for this to load so that I could just read a few lines about it to you. The theoretical, in fact, that's if you want to read anything on Power BI, concentrate more on DAX expressions, okay? Because it is very, very important. Without DAX expressions, you may not really be as proficient in Power BI as you think you would, because visuals are just one of those things that will take you to an extent, but DAX expression will take you all the way. And then remember to watch the video where I shared for you guys about Power BI service. It's very, very important you understand Power BI service and how it is used, how you can send emails and things like that. I also did that in the previous video. I guess this is wasting time. So I'm just going to go through some of the DAX expressions that I shared here in this particular. Can someone remind me how we got this thing? This is like my first page on, I created this for the person, um, the project. Okay, so you can do this and you can actually find better ways to do this for yourself. But who knows how I was able to achieve this?
Is it the
Hello?
design
Are we
or
see?
the graphics?
No, not design. Okay, for us to understand this, because I'm going to be sending you guys this question for you guys to work on it together. But this is the first time we are actually I don't know why your cohort seems to be the one with the least attendance in Power BI, yet it's also ironically the only cohort that I'm going to prepare them on a Power BI project before they even start. Interesting.
We are
Because
favored.
normally when you have your Power BI project, normally we just allow you guys be like you literally are on your own. But because I haven't treated DAX expressions with you guys, I'm just going to show you. Okay, I remember talking about, okay, this is the project. I'm going to open all of them. And I'm going to show you guys something really, really important. So this is no, 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 no. All right, can you see my screen? Do you see this calendar notepad? Do you see this?
Yes.
Yes.
What do you think this is?
Yeah.
What do you think this is? What do you think it is?
A kind of code.
Okay. All right, so it's not a kind of code, it's code. So this is what I got from the client. Okay, I got this particular data set from the client. I got a data dictionary. In case you don't know what data dictionary is, always requires to have a data dictionary. The data dictionary shows that they have given me 3 years: 2018, 2019, and 2020. And then they have also given me a list of the columns. So I have all of these as column names. And all of these column names, in case you don't understand what they mean, they have also explained it by description. And then they also have column names and then description. So if you go back to your Excel sheet, not this one, let me open the Excel sheet I imported into. Are we still together? Are we still together, please?
Yes.
Yes, Mr. David.
Okay. So this is the original document that I am going to share with you guys for your internship. You have 2018, you have 2019, you have 2020. Then you also have this column, market segment, and you can see that it's not clean. Okay. And you can, what do you see? We see that um, we have discount and market segments, and that's supposed to be our column title, not column one, not column two. Let me expand that so that you can see what I mean. Can you guys see the screen?
Yes.
So it's supposed to be discount and market segment, not column one, not column two. So how do we clean that? And you can see the numbers, they have something that it's actually at the other side, meaning that that number or the numbers there are not clean. So we go to meal cost. Under meal cost, we see the same thing. We see meal and we see cost, okay? And we see column 1, column 2. Normally column 1, column 2, this is supposed to be the name of our columns, cost and meal, not column 1 and column 2. Now, for you to understand what exactly is going on, you have to go back and you see that we have column name, which is supposed to be discount and market. And then you have the description as special discounts and type of market. Now let's go back to our visual. You can see I imported 2018 I imported 2019 data, I imported 2020 data, and I decided to use a DAX expression. Let's go to our data view. So under our data view, let us check market segment. Let's wait for this to open. All right. So I'm going to transform data because I need you guys to see this on in Power BI in Power Query Editor. Hope there's no one outside. Okay, Israel is outside. So our Power Query Editor is loading. All right. So I'm going to go to market segments because I need to show you guys something. All right. Can you see that if I have changed this, I have changed that thing to, if you look at the applied steps I took here, can you see my cursor? Hello? I love when I get feedback, please.
We can hear you, Mr. David. Can see your field session.
Okay, if you look at the applied steps here, you are going to see that I actually promoted some headers and I changed the type and promoted headers. How I did that, how is it possible that I was able to move? Look at this. Now look at market segment. From our Microsoft Excel file, before I imported into Power BI, column 2, sorry, row number 2 was actually the column title. But we had column 1 and column 2 right here instead of discount and market segment. So when I came here and I saw the error that was there, actually what happened is that discount and market segment, they were in number 2, okay? They were in number 2 as you've seen. So I came here where you have the drop down arrow, open it, and then what do? You say use first rows as headers. You see that? When you say use first rows as headers, What does it mean? It means you want the row number 1 to become the header. If you click use first rows as headers and it still showed you something that you don't want it to be the header, you come back here and click on it again. That is how I was able to have discount and market segments at the top. Then I open here and change it to decimal number to have 1.2, right? Decimal number. And then in market segments, of course, it's in text. So you open that and make sure it's in text. Is that clear?
Yes.
This is on an already finished job, so I'm not going to cancel my steps to explain. I'm just going to tell you the steps I took. Then the second thing I did was I went to meal cost and did the same thing. If you go back to your Excel, let me show you how the meal cost column or table was like. So the meal cost column, they had number 2, cost and meal. And then we had column 1 and column 2. If you go back to the table, you would see that I also promoted some promoted headers. So that means that cost and meal were actually in row number 2. So what I did was I came here and I did use first rows as headers. Okay. And then click on it. And then we have cost and meal. Now, when you have 3 years or even more given to you on a data set. For instance, I was given 2018, 2019, and 2020. And the three of them contained similar. For instance, let's go to 2018.
Mr.
If you
David.
look at 2018, yeah,
Mr. David. This the data
I
set they
can
sent
hear
you was
you.
is it I said the data set that was sent to you, was it in Excel format? This 2018,
Yes, it
2019,
was.
20.
I imported into
Okay.
Power BI and started.
Okay.
Exactly. I just showed you now. This is it on Excel. This is it on Excel. This is 2018. This is 2019. This is 2020. Have you seen it?
Yes, I've seen it.
And then this is
Then what
market
of the calendar
segments, and this is
dictionary?
meal. Now the calendar, don't worry. I'm going to do that one so that you guys see how I did it, because it's not going to I'm still going to delete it, but I need to show you guys. So when the calendar was sent to me, there was no explanation as to this is what you should do with it. As a data analyst, when some code is sent to me and they are asking me to work on it, I know exactly what to do with it. Are you with me?
Yes.
So I'm going to show you guys how I was able to navigate that. So now we are done looking at market segments and meal costs, and doing whatever it is I did to make sure that the first row become the headers. We are going to look at what I did to combine the years together, because it is very important. If you have a couple of, like this particular company, it's a logistics company. They wanted to look at their performance over 3 years and then project that performance up to 2025. Are you with me? So
Yes.
I am going to use the knowledge I have of how to merge queries. Okay, how to merge queries. What I mean by merge queries is putting queries together, append queries. If you go to Home tab and open and look at this, it says merge this query with another query in this file. Then you go to append, it says append this query to another query in this file. So if you want to append queries as they are, or you want to append queries as new, you can choose any of them. When you say append queries as new, it means you need a new table. So merge queries You have merge queries and then merge queries as new. So one would want to ask, what is the difference? So we are going to go and search for the difference between append and merge on Google. So let us difference between append, okay, it's already here, append and merge in Power Query. So there are two primary ways of combining queries, merging and appending. For one or more columns that you like to add to another query, you merge the queries. For one or more rows of data that you would like to add to an existing query, you append the query. If you come back here and open, what is append in query? The append operation operates a single table by adding the contents of one or more tables to another and aggregates the column headers from the tables to create the schema for the new tables. For merge, what is merge? Merge simply, as you can see, can you see this diagram? Response, please. Are you guys following me?
Yes.
So for merge, we
Yes,
have
sir.
a
Yes.
merge query. A merge queries operation joins two existing tables together based on matching values from one or multiple tables. Now, if you look at this diagram, okay, if you look at this diagram, you will definitely see that we have three columns which are green with just one column, which have to be very similar to this particular table. One of these columns would definitely be similar to one of these columns. That is a typical example of how the merge works is that you can have date of birth here, okay, and then you can have the date of birth right here. So what are you going to do? In these two different tables, you can say instead of having date of birth here and date of birth here, I am going to take this table and merge it with this table where you have date of birth. Is that clear enough? If you want to see other images on append queries and merge queries, you could just check images here and you get to see the difference. So look at this merge and append using diagrams. This is what append does. This is what merge does. So this is append queries. Append queries is that you take table A and table B and then they become A, B together. Append query simply means you take this table and join it with the first one to have one single table.
And you are joining
Exactly.
two tables together.
Exactly. You can see the diagram here, right?
But for merging, we are joining.
One
Yeah, I can. We
for merging,
can
you are
see.
joining one column with the other. Are you guys following me?
Yes, sir.
Based on the matching.
So you can, yeah, you can see this table now. A,
Yes,
B,
Mr. David.
C, D. That is table one. You can see the second table here, A, B, C, D. And the first table, A, ended at 1, and the second table began with 5. When you append, what you simply do is, because you have the same column, all right, all you need to do is take this particular table and join it with this one. And then you have one single table where you can visualize. Okay?
Okay.
Yes.
So that is the difference between append and merge. So this is merge. You can see merge, right? The same table, but only one column. One column with similarities with this particular table. That is merge.
Okay.
Please
Okay.
get this difference. Get this difference, and you are good to go. The difference between append and merge. Okay. Now, having said that, let us go back here. and solve for the problem. So we have 2018, 2019, and 2020. Between merge queries and append queries, which of them are we going to do? Which of these actions are we going to perform? Given the explanation I gave a few seconds ago.
Merge. Sorry,
Hello?
append, sorry.
Append. Append. Because if you go to 2019, I'm not sure this data is going to show because I didn't load it here. But let's go to sheet, right? You can see Arabic night. If you go to 2019, what do you see? Again, name of hotel, cancel, arrival date. You go to 2020, again, you see name of hotel, cancel. So the columns are all the same, but the values are different because they belong to different years. So what do? We simply add all of them together. And
Yes.
the one thing we can do by adding all these tables together is to append. Is there anyone that is confused? Is there anyone that is still confused? I guess no. So what we
Not,
are going to
not
do
yet.
now is just click on the first one, which is 2018. I hope no one is waiting. Let me check. People waiting. All right. I can only add 10 people here. You know what? Give me a minute. Let me share the general link to you guys. Hello, guys. Can you see the comment section?
No.
So copy this link.
No.
Copy this link and drop it in the comment section in the group for your classmates to join. Please do that quickly. Let's continue the class. Have someone done that? Hello? Hello? Have someone done that, please?
I'm not seeing anything in the chat, Mr. David.
I just put it on the screen and I dropped it in the chat.
It's done, sir.
All right, so let's continue. So for those who cannot join me live, they will have to join. Okay, so where was I? We're trying to learn how to combine, how to append. Okay, so when you click on the first one, go to your append queries, open the drop down, click on append queries as new. When you click on append, box is going to come out. And what exactly do you want to do? Because append queries, remember concatenation in Microsoft Excel, two variables together, just join them together. That's concatenation. Available tables. How many tables you want to append? Of course, you want to append 20.
Hello, can't hear you.
It's like the network logged him out.
Okay, I thought I was the only one. Yes.
So I've been talking all this while, and I didn't know that I was disconnected somehow. Where did you guys hear me talk? Stop. Hello. This is a very interesting cohort, really. So I went ahead to explain what I did. I just created a new column here, a combination of 2018, 2019, and 2020. And I explained how I was able to do that, how I was able to rename the column. All I needed to do was to click on 2018, all right, go to append queries, click on append queries as new, because we want to combine the three tables together. As yellow come out, click on three or more tables because we have three or more tables. And then you are going to see all the available tables we have there. You click on 2019, 2018 is already here. You click on 2019, click on add, 2020, click on add. And then when you are done, you click on OK. But I'm not going to click on OK because I've already created a table. Remember, in Microsoft Excel, concatenation does what append queries does. Concatenation is to Microsoft Excel as append queries is to Power BI. Okay, the same thing you do using concatenation in Microsoft Excel. That's the same thing you do using append queries right here. So I'm going to click on OK, but I'm not going to do that because I already have all years again. So when you have that, you are going to come here and rename all years. Right click and then click on rename and put all years or combine years. Now, if you look at the Microsoft file that was sent to us, we only have 2018, 2019, 2020, the market segment, and then the meal cost. So how come we have this new data table called date? How come we have this new data table called date? Can someone tell me how I got it? Anyone? Anyone? Are you guys still here? All right, let me continue my class. So how did I get this? I simply got this by going to the calendar table. I opened the calendar that was sent to me. This is the code for the date table. So instead of the client to send this to me as a table, they decided to send it to me as a code. Perhaps they are all machine learners or data scientists. So I'm going to highlight all. Okay, I'm going to click copy. Then I'm going to go to my Power Query editor. I'm going to open the advanced editor under my home tab. I click on advanced editor. But before then, I need to open a new query, meaning a new table. So you can right click on the body of just by your right or left, sorry, click on new query. All right. When you click on new query, click on blank query, because we are not inserting any Excel sheet or any query from SQL Server or analysis service or text CSV file or web. We are not importing any data from any place like this. What we want to work with the code that was given to us. So we are going to click on blank query. Okay. And wait for the blank query to appear. Okay. So now we have query number 3. Can you guys see that? Now that you've seen query number 3, you go to advanced editor, you click on it. Now the advanced editor is going to open a source file. It's going to open a code file for you. This is where you paste. So I'm going to remove this, click this, Control A, delete everything. Excuse me. And then Control V, paste all the values that you were given. Make sure no syntax errors have been detected. And then you click OK or done. So this is the code that was sent to us, that calendar value or that calendar that was sent to us. Okay, this is it. On every instance that you are given something like this instead of a table, sometimes they may not even give you a table. They could give you 3 calendar values, all of them containing code. All you need to do is go to your Power Query editor, all right, open a new query. Make sure the query you're opening is a new one, like it's a new query, or yeah, it's a new query. Rename the query if you want, and then open your advanced editor, copy the values you got from the calendar or whatever. It could be a Microsoft file, it could be anything. But once you see this type of arrangement, okay, once you see this type of arrangement, you pay attention to it. So they have already given you the parameters: the start date, the end date, the financial year start month number, the holidays, and the weekday start number, and then the table code, all of that. Then you click done. Once you click done, watch and see what is going to happen. So the start date is right there. You have to go to your calendar code. What is the start date? Let's go to the beginning. Our start date is what? 2020, first of first 2020. So you go back there, and what do? So they have already shown you the order. So we have first of first 2020. That is the start date. The end date, they ask you what is the end date of this value. So you go back to your calendar, and then you check the parameters that was given to you. The end date is what? 31st of 12, 2024. Remember, our values ended which year? 2020. The fact that they are giving you an end date without providing you a table of 2024 indirectly means that you should prepare for a forecast. Indirectly means that you should prepare to visualize a forecast for your data. So we have 31st 12 2024. So you go back there, our start date is what? 31st 12 2024. That's our end date rather. And our financial start month number is what? Simply 1. And let's look at our holidays is optional. You can actually choose the column, but since it's optional, you leave it. Our weekday start number, you go back to our calendar to confirm it. So our weekday start number is 1. All right. So we have to close this, go back. Our weekday start number is 1. And at the end of the day, since we have inserted everything, we are going to, okay, this is showing error, end date. So that means it is 12 31st. So we have 12 31st 31st. You have to make sure it's correct. Okay, now it's correct. And then after doing that, you have to click on invoke. By invoke, we are now now saying this is what we want you to do. So you can see our end date is what 2024 with one, okay, within the financial year quarter, and the other one. So this is it. Now we have this one, the invoked function, but we can come here and rename it and call it let's say forecast date, or we can just call it date. Okay, call it date and click on enter. Now that we are done inserting this, we now have a new table called date. All we need to do now is to make sure you go through all of the values, all of the tables here. Okay, make sure you go through all of the tables. Are we still here? You guys still following?
Yes, sir. We are following, sir.
All right.
We are following.
So we have to look for what if there are errors. You have to make sure you search to see if there are errors. You make sure you look at some of the columns. There is no need to repeat all of them. So I actually remove them. For instance, financial year, quarter and year. I actually remove this column because I already have quarter and year over here. And this is a better arrangement than this one. So I removed it, and then you can go ahead, check for other columns, check if they are clean. If they are not clean, you are going to see some error, you are going to see some empty cells are going to appear. Just make sure you go through all of that. So this is just a tip because this is going to be a project you work on. Some columns you have to delete. For instance, the month initials, totally useless. I deleted that. I didn't see any need to just give initials. And so you can just go ahead, click all of that, and there are so many, and you have to look for a way to make sure that you insert one of the things that are very, very important. So having done that, and we are done with merging, we are done with we are done with appending queries, which is what I just taught you guys. Now we are done with how to insert for the market segment, how to make the first rows to be headers, remember, and the meal cost the same thing, and how to rename your combined years and rename them to all years, and so on and so forth. If you want to see all the steps you took, you can always come back here and check your applied steps. If there's anything you want to cancel, you can go ahead and click cancel, and it will take you. It's just like clicking undo. All right. For Microsoft Excel or for Microsoft Word, when once you type something and then you undo, save, and exit, you cannot go back and undo again because you have already saved the new work. True or false? But for Power BI,
True.
you can always for Power BI, you can always see your applied steps even when you close Power BI. You can still go there and undo whatever was done there. That's why it's very risky for you to send your raw file, your raw clean file to random people because they may play or joke with it however they want. You are not going to see any of the changes. So I'm not going to close and apply. I'm just going to close it because I don't want to distort the data I already have. Okay. So having said that, we are going to go back to our data set. Then let us look at I'm going to discard changes. Let's look at some of you have changed, discard. Yeah, of course, discard them. Let's look at some of the calculated columns that was inserted in but before then, let's go to our modeling tab or modeling view and see the new model that I created. Because because modeling is also very, very important in Power BI. Rather, I use my combined years to be my major key, okay? And all of this is and dates, okay? So we have dates and dates.
Am I the only one not seeing his screen? Not hearing him?
The thing has locked out again now.
This one.
So in case you missed what I was saying, where did I stop talking? Hello? Hello?
Hi, we are here, sir.
Where are you?
In case you missed what I was saying, I actually closed and didn't apply because I don't want to apply. I said you have to go to your modeling view. Go to your modeling view. You will discover that I disconnected every relationship 2018, 2019, and 2020. I decided to work with the combined years this time around. And if you see the relationship created here, I have relationship created with dates and new arrival dates. I also have meal, and then I also have segment and segment. This is a combined years, which we append all of this. So there's totally no need to create a relationship with a table that's already contained in combined years. So please, when you are working as a Power BI developer, always ensure that your modeling is top notch. You get your key, you get your key columns, you get your key indicators, you get your secondary columns, secondary indicators, or secondary tables sorted out. When you do that, let's go back to our data view. And I want to take you guys through some of the calculated columns, showing you what I was able to do. Now, if you want to find out which of these is a calculated column, you would always see a calculator in front of it to show you it's a calculated column. So if I click on that, you are going to see the DAX expression for that calculated column appear right at the top here. Loading. So how was I able to? I say, you know what? This particular hotel, I think I need to find out how many customers do they even have in 2018, 2019, and 2020. Okay, so how was I able to do that? I say count of customer type. That's the name of the column or the new measure I created. I say equals to count. Remember in Microsoft Excel, when we are counting rows and columns, right? We use equals to count. We highlight the rows and then close the bracket, and it will give us the number of columns or the number of rows that we have. We do the same thing here using the count function. So count of customer type equals to count. You use your customer type in combined years, meaning 2018, 2019, and 2020. So that is how I was able to get customer type. I'm going to show you the visual of this customer type. So let's look for the next calculated column I created. Then this is another one, number of agent booking. I'm going to click on it so that you can see the DAX expression. So I'm going to click on, okay, so it's right there now. Number of agent bookings, again, equals to count, combined years, agent. That is it. And then we go over to total meal revenue. Now, total meal revenue equals to what? Sum of combined years meal price. Now, this is a very interesting thing because we were not given meal price. Let's go back. What were we given? We were given cost and then the meal. But you know that if you are given the cost of a meal and then you are given the market segment and other data, you can actually get the meal price. So we're going to go back there. I'm going to show you how I was able to calculate for that one. So let's see. Meal price. Here is it. It was a new column I created. When you click on it, the meal price, watch and see the okay, I need to go to my Power Query editor to show you guys how I did that. So we have for combined years, we are going to look for meal price. So all you need to do is come here, click on add, okay, and then click on custom column. This is meal price. Are you guys still with me?
Yes, sir, we are with you.
Oh. So how did I get meal price? So, okay, now let me show you how I did that. I'm going to go to custom column. This is how I got the meal price. And the meal price is going to call this, let's say, new meal price, because you already have a meal price, okay, in small letters. New meal price. So for our formula, we are going to say if meal if meal equals to, let's go and check our data set. These are all the names of BB. So we don't know what is BB, but we know that BB costs 12.99. Let's say 12.99 cents or $12.99. HB costs 17.99. FB costs 21. SC costs 35. BB could mean anything. It's not in our stead to know what that is. But we are going to use that in our DAX expression. So we say if the meal is what? Put it in double quotes. If the meal is BB, then 12.99. Else, if you hit enter, sorry, else if, this is the formula, else if formula, else if the meal, okay, equals HB, which is the name of the second meal name. If the meal equals HB, then 17.99. Else if, okay, you space and hit enter. Else if meal, okay, you can either click on it and click insert, or you double click. Else if meal equals FB, these are all the names of the meals we have, then 29.99. Else, okay, else if meal, again, click on insert, equals SC, which is the last meal name, SC, okay, then 35, 0. And you see it says no syntax errors have been detected. So these are things that the client will not tell you, oh yeah, I'll go and use else if to calculate the new meal price. Can you guys see how this thing works? The DAX expression is what you are definitely going to use. And the one here is called if and else if. Then we are going to click on OK. And you are going to see that a new calculated column is going to appear with the name new meal price. Let's wait. Hello, you guys here with me?
Yes, so
All right, so can you see that new meal price? Can you see? It has from this drop down, and you are going to find 17.99, 29.99, and then 35. Let's go back to our Excel sheet that was given to us. What do we have? 17.99, 21.99, and then 35. Then every other thing that is not there is what? 0. Are you guys following? That is how it works. So you click on OK. Now, this is on decimal places, 1 or 2 decimal places. So we are going to come here and then all right. So it's not loading. Just come here and change it to what their clients for 3 years. Could it be that people going to be to tell your client, you know what, this meal, it seems a lot of people patronize this meal. Having done that, I just taught you guys how to use a here, add column, custom column, and then you insert all your codes and then hit enter, and you have a new column following basic rules in DAX. Okay, in DAX expressions. So we are going to go to home. I'm not going to apply because I already have solved this. I'm going to just simply close. And then I'm going to price. Now that we've got this, I'm going to discard. So now that we've done this, all you need to do, go to your home menu, all right? Click column tools and then put it in, you can put any last thing, depend. So this is the year for total. We want to know the total meal revenue that this company created or had over a period of time. Remember, with that creation, have some of the meal price bracket close, and then we can now have our total new revenue. Simple. All right, just add the total number of babies you have in. So I'm going to open the market segment. Is there any DAX expression there? No. I'm going to open meal cost. Is there anyone? Okay. And this is the formula for that measure. Now, a new measure in in Power BI. All you need to do is to just go to your home menu where you have, click on the table you want to insert the new measure, click on new measure. When you click on new measure, this time around, you call it year. Just leave maybe updated year because we already have the year. This time we want to have a year that follows our data analysis. So we are going to say if year. Now, for those of you that have heard of ChatGPT, please, as a Power BI developer, fall in love with that software. ChatGPT did wonders for me when I was working on this project. Enough said, I don't want to give too many details and allow you guys to be too lazy. Okay, what else did I do? I think you can discover other calculated, let's see, under 2018, I already have all special requests, where all special requests, sum of total special requests, that was calculated. I'm sorry that it was under 2018. Remember, I was also doing this for the first time, but under normal circumstances, I'm supposed to put the new measure under my combined years. But either way, I had to always go back here to drag and drop and visualize. So look at you can see the number of things I did. I had number of adults, I had number of adults in 2018, number of adults in 2019, number of orders that I took, or number of orders, and you can see the function or the formula, the count rows. All right, that gave me the number of orders. Then total average daily rates. Okay, total average daily rates. That's the formula right there on the screen. Then total guests. Okay, that is what I had. Total guests means we had adults, we have babies, and we have children. And how was I able to have all of them to have a round number of the total number of guests? By using the sum function, which is equals to sum adults, of course, under combined years, babies, of course, under combined years, and then children, of course, under combined years. And all of them would be sum plus sum plus sum, and that is how I was able to get my total guest. Total number of adults, again, this is quite simple. Total number of babies, very simple again. Total number of children, total stays in weekends, okay, and then total stays in weekdays. And then let's go back to our report view. Under our report view, this is the navigation pane. How I was able to do this was simply to go to my inserts, okay, come here, open it and click on navigator, page navigator. That was how I was able to get all of this. That's it. My business location, I hope it's going to show now. I actually had a map, the map of the country that I was visualizing right here. So you can see I imported a few values from the internet, and you must make sure that you sign in. That's where you have my name. David Effiong is signing already. So that's how I had this from the internet. So this is wasting time to load. I'm going to leave it to the next. Okay, it's coming up. Can you guys see the screen? Hello? So it seems to me that you guys were off. I don't know what happened. So I have been explaining and explaining and explaining, not knowing that you guys were out. But I'm not going to repeat myself though. I'm going to send the recording so that you can watch the ones you missed. Okay. So I'm done with the modeling. I'm done showing you guys the DAX expression. So this is the navigation page. I also explained how I got that. So this is the business location. And I told you guys about logging in so that you'll be able to import some of these values online. Okay. You'll be able to import some of these charts online. I got this from the map here. Okay. And I visualize, you can see the visual right there. And it's showing you who is that person, please. If you are not serious in the class, please don't, you can mute yourself. Thank you. So if you check, you are going to see that this particular business have different sections. Portugal seems to have the highest number of customers, right? So this is our visual, a customer type by country. So this is how it worked. Then I went to my summary. Remember the colors. I taught you guys how to do colors. I had to send this visual to a colleague of mine who is very good in UI UX design. So she was the one that gave me the background designs you see, and they are looking so nice, right? So we have total stays. I quickly showed you guys how I did that using the DAX expressions, total number of babies, children, agent bookings, and all of that. They are quite interactive. For instance, if I click on 2019, you can see the values will change across board. Watch and see. Loading. You can see, right, the values board. If I click on 2019, it changed. You can see all the values there. So, and it will only change if you actually modeled your data, if you create about it, if you created some relationship. Okay. So this was the summary of my data, and I'm going to go to my agent and hotel. I already know how I got this. This was the logo of the company. So I saved it and then imported it. So now this hotel and the agent. For each of the hotels and the agents, if you open the drop down, you can click on resort hotel and you check and see the values change. Do you guys notice that? So you can only see one from
Yes,
number of agent bookings, one. You can also see the number of hotel, which is right here, which is the resort hotel, which is resort hotel. So that is how interactive Power BI is. If you click anything here, it gets you can see that, right? I'm seeing the effect it has. The customer type, agent type, and analysis. You can see I wasn't told the number of pages that I needed to create, but because I was focused on responding to solving the problems the client sent to me to address, I had to create 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages. Okay, so this is loading, and then when you are done, you go to your Power BI service. In case you are not aware of how to go to how to address your data on Power BI service, please watch a previous video I sent to your group. Okay. So this is it. Agent is still loading. Please, while this is loading, is there any question? Okay, it's done loading. You can see now sum of agent by year. If you want to see 2019, you click on it. You and every other value that is highlighted is only showing 2019. Click on 2020, some changes will occur, and so on. Is there any question? So we go to KPIs and time analysis exploration. So this is our time analysis exploration. You can see the total meal revenue that was created. And we use the max card, this particular card, to have that total meal revenue. You can see we are following all the colors that the company asks us to follow, orange and blue and all of that. And then number of orders, total number of guests, sum of waiting list is 0. So if you click on any of these, this is the total number of orders by meal. This is to show you that whatever this meal is needs to be kept, meaning a lot of people actually prefer BB compared to, because you have how many people ordered for this meal? 353 people ordered for this meal over a period of 3 years, and only 8 people ordered this. So this is how you can tell the company what is going on and what they need to attend to. And under meal revenue by market segment, we discovered that the corporate guys actually they eat they spend a lot of money on meals, which is about over 3,000 pounds compared to other segments. And then guests by weekend nights, guests by stay in weekends, how many guests came during the weekdays, how many came during the weekends, all of that have been visualized here. You can see how this company can see if they are progressing or not just by mere visuals. Are we following? Are we together?
Yes, yes.
All right. And so the last thing I want to show you now is, remember when we were importing our calendar, the code, this code actually, this was the code that was given to us. Is this code that we are going to be working with to create a new date? Because they have already told you the end date right here, which is what? 2024. But the data that was given to us contained 2018, 2019, and 2020. They are giving you an end date, and this end date therefore means that they are actually indirectly asking you to create what is called a forecast. They want to see if the company would be viable in 2024. Okay, so for us to create that forecast, I had to come here. This is what it's trying to do. So it's loading. You can see that I was. You can see that I created a forecast, and I'm going to use this to teach you how forecasts are created. So I'm going to expand this so you see the total view. So we have 2018 right here. Okay. Total meal revenue for 2018 was over £1,000. For 2019 was over £2,000. And then meals went all the way down to £391 in 2020. And we can understand. This is a real-time data, people. This company, we're actually telling them indirectly that, look, during 2020, who can tell me why meals for this company or this hotel went down in 2020?
COVID
Who can
19.
tell me? COVID-19. Thank you so much. So you can see that this is real-time data. If you come and you are telling them that they were making a lot of money in 2020, they will tell you it's a lie, even without arguing. But we didn't have access to this company or this hotel before now. But with forecast, we can now say, you know what? You guys made money in 2019, 2018. You made money. It even went higher in 2018 and went all the way down to 2020. Now, we were given data. We were given an expected end date up to 2024. So Power BI automatically helped us to create a forecast. In 2021, Power BI told us, you know what, this company is going to move higher in 2021. It's going to move higher again in 2022. And now in 2023, it's going to drop. Whatever reason, we can give some of the reasons we can give for this company. We can tell the company, give some reasons based on the antecedents. And then in 2024, it's going to go up again. So were we able to do that? Go to your add further analysis to your visual under your visualization pane. When you click on that visual, you are going to see something will come out, and that thing is going to be called forecast. You have to click it, you have to check on. Okay, put it on. And then when you see that line, you can choose the color. For me, I choose purple because that's the color of the font. You can choose solid, you can choose dash, you can choose dotted. Of course, I choose solid because I wanted the lines to show. You can choose any visuals. It could be any of these visuals. But if you choose any of these visuals to be your forecast, let's see how it didn't work. Okay, choose this one. It didn't work. You choose the line visual. It worked. So this is how this is how mine was. You can choose any of the visualization. Maybe it could work in yours, but mine, the only thing that worked was the line visual. Even the advanced line charts are imported from the internet. It's not showing anything. So I'm just going to stick. Okay, I think it's loading. Showing. So I'm just I'm just going to remove it, put it back in my line, and that gives me what exactly I want. So I'm going to go back here, show you how I did it. Go to your forecast, open it, right? And then what is it saying? What is the forecast length for? Given 2030, you have to count the length, meaning 2021, that is 1, 2022, 2, 2023, 3. Sorry, from 2021 counts at 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So you have your 4 length, right? Ignore the last line, of course, I put 0. And your seasonality is we're looking at 365 because we're looking at it per year. If you want to look at it per month, how many seasonality are you going to put? 30 or 31. Okay. And then confidence interval, I left it at 95. You could, if you put 99 and then click on apply, you are definitely going to see some changes. And it means you want it to be very confident in the forecast that you are asking of it. Then the forecast line, if you come here, I think I already talked about this. If you want it to be transparent, leave it that way. But I don't want it to be transparent. I want it to be 100% transparent. Confidence band, leave it on fill, or if you want it to be line. Okay. So you have to play around this to be sure that you see the difference in all of them. The tooltip title is like forecast 1. If you have forecast 2, they're asking you to forecast different types of data over a period of time. You can name that one forecast 2 or whatever it is you want to name it. So we go back to our report. So that is how I was able to create this forecast. You can see it's on the last page because it's the last thing that I had to create. I just drag this over to make sure that it's the only thing on my last chart. Then I'm going to go here and then change my background, my page background. Sorry, I'm going to click outside. So I'm looking at, yeah, go here, go to my canvas background, look at my color, look at this because this is what we want. Then transparency, take it all the way to 0. And then my chart color or background, go to effects, make sure that I put off my background and violet. So we can't see our forecast, so we have to go back to our focus line and change the color. uh we can change the color else. Change the color to just make it consistent. Let's say black. All right, so you can see the focus line there. So I think I'm going to save this for another time. Any question, please? With that, my class with your cohort on Power BI has come to an end. I want to encourage you guys to please build on what I have shared. Do your research, learn more DAX expressions. You already know how these things work now. With this, you are good to go. Trust me. With this, you can get entry-level roles. With this, you can build your portfolio. I want to ask of you, when you are sending this visual, please work on it as a team, work on it together, and make sure that send the report down to us. We'll be so happy to see your recording online. Any question? Any question? Okay, I think if there's no question, I would love to end the section here. Please, Oluchi is going to get back to you guys on your internship. Please try as much as you can to work as a team. This is very, very important. Very, very important. Work as a team. Some of you already have jobs, that's fine. But if you are hoping to really grow your journey into tech, I encourage you to learn how to work as a team and put it in your CV that you worked on an internship project together for a company in the United Kingdom. In your internship, and the name of the company is Logent Logistics, or and you worked with your team lead. You can mention the person's name, and then you insert a link. You insert a link of your portfolio or the project you just built on Power BI. Is there any question? If you are confused about every other thing here, please watch this video again. I'm pretty sure you would have an understanding. Okay,
Thank
if
you
there's no
so
question,
much, sir.
I wish you guys all the best. I'm going to be sharing the portfolio section recorded video with your cohort. I normally have a live section for that, but this particular cohort, um, because it's just a couple of few of you that are showing interest, please, you have to watch the recording of previous cohorts I've had lessons with, and try as much as you can to build your portfolio following all that was shared in that video. It's
Thank you
going to
so
help
much,
you,
sir.
trust me. All right, you're welcome. Have a great week.